Hey Sheridan, this is about playing the jazz waltz. So a waltz is simply, for our terms, a song that has 3 beats in the measure rather than 4. So if we're playing in 4, we'll play this pattern on the cymbal. If we're playing in 3, we have some options, but the most common pattern is to just put the anticipated note after beat 2. And to put the hi-hat on the second and third beat. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you just want to do that for a while till you get really loose with that. As you're doing it, you can play around with moving that anticipation. So I can play. So putting it, anticipating beat 2, and then anticipating beat 1. And you could use 2 anticipations. And so on. But basically, to get started, spend most of your time just playing the anticipation 1, 2, and 3. Likewise, the hi-hat, you can do variations. You can just play it on the second beat. You can play a little anticipated figure. And so on and so forth. But for now, again, I'd stick with 2 and 3. Once that's comfortable, I just play the warm-ups, only 3 beats to the measure. So quarter notes on the beat, quarter notes off the beat, and then all the 8th notes, which would sound like this. Then that exercise we did where we played 1/8 note and moved it across the measure, that's a real good one. And the other thing is I would do those warm-ups with the bass drum as well. Then do those individual 8th notes, working your way through the measure. And then groups of 2. Oh, do it with the bass drum as well. So on, and then do groups of 2. And do it with the bass drum. Work your way through, and then split it between the hands and feet. And then you can improvise on that. I don't know if you've gotten through any of the triplet exercises in the Ted Reed books, but you can do those as well. So for warm-ups, I could play second and third triplet. I've already played that one, which is all the eighth notes. And then a little trick you can take, I'm going to go grab over here. This is the warm-up page from the Ted Reed syncopation book. So it's just those figures that repeat. And the figures obviously have 4 beats, so just leave 1 beat out. So I'm going to play this first one. If I was in 4, this first one is the first one in the 8 pages that you're working. In 4. So I'm just going to leave the 4th quarter note out. Now the pattern becomes. And the second one in 4. In 3 now becomes. The third one in 4. In 3. And you get the idea. So you can just play around with those and then eventually improvise. But the most important thing is get that basic time figure. And do it at a variety of tempos from quite slow. And try to get it up fairly bright. And usually we'll put the bass drum on 1 lightly. Maybe in anticipation to 1. Repeaty groove going. So that should get you going on the jazz waltz. Have some fun with that, and let me know if you have any questions.